Poe's on his way. Are you ready, Mr. Tallis? Good evening, Mr. Poe.
Good evening, Rebecca.
How are you this evening, sir?
Well, very well.
Mind your steps.
Thank you. Warm.
Oh, it is.
Yes. My room is ready.
It doesn't look like the room is ready yet. But if you have a seat.
Very well. I'll have my cognac by the fire.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's a bit warm.
Yes. Well, come on now. What's
Any guests? Lovely. Well, Mr. Lowe, pleasure to see you as always. Expected so many this evening. All the well, all the well. So, visiting, are we?
Yes.
We've been to this lovely establishment before.
No, I cannot.
I can assure you, this is a lovely, lovely hotel. I've been here many times, many times. Good to send this here. You know, I come here on Friday evenings. I'm a regular, as Mr. Lowe would say. Come to read, relax. Do you know that I once saw Mr. Orson Welles perform recitations of Shakespeare right here in this very spot. You're familiar with Shakespeare, are you?
Hello.
I, being a lover of literature, I, for one, am a very big fan of Richard II. I had the pleasure of seeing Mr. Welles perform parts of Richard II on just one evening. Let me see if I can recall how that went. I was within the mortal crown, which rounds the mortal temples of the king, so keeps death his call. And there the antic sits, scoffing his state, screening his pomp, allowing him a breath, a little seen, to monarchize, be feared and killed with looks, infusing him with self and vain conceit, as if this flesh which walls about our bones were brass impregnable. Humoured thus, comes at the end, with a little pin that bores a hole through his castle wall. Farewell, king. Do you know what that means to me? You can't take it with you. You know, I believe that Richard was learning a lesson. I think that's not rule without an iron hand, and yet not have compassion at the same time. It's quite a dilemma. Married, are you?
No.
I have been married for many years, and the lesson that I learned in being married is, no matter how much you think you are right, no matter how pompous you appear, no matter how important your work is to you, never, young lady, ever have a tiff on your wedding night. Proves quite cold indeed. That was a great lesson for me. It is one reason why I come to this very spot. You see, I was married here. It used to be a church down beyond the water, and my lovely bride and I were married and retired to this very establishment. But I had been caught up in my work, whatever the distraction was, and you know that the real job, as I know it now, is if you are a groom, your job on the wedding day is to show up. I wish I'd known it then. But at any rate, I had a bit of a tiff with my lovely bride. I ran out to go have a cognac. I like cognac. And when I returned, she had departed. I waited. I have a photo. This is my Lenore. I'd like to look.
Oh, wow. She's beautiful.
It's not very. Some would say that I was a sentimental old fool. That was 40 years ago. That's why I come here to learn my lesson. You know, for a long time, I thought perhaps this had happened to me because I was an abomination of God. Imagine me an abomination. It's true. And I used to think that perhaps every sound I heard was my Lenore returning to me. You know? I suppose some nights I think she still will. I do remember this one particular evening. It strikes out in my memory. It was once on a midnight. It was dreary. And while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, I nodded, really napping. Suddenly there came a tapping. It was just someone gently rapping on my chamber door. It is some visitor, I muttered, rapping on my chamber door. Merely this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember. It was in bleak December. And each separate dying ember wrought. Its ghost flung the floor. How eagerly I wished them on. See, in vain I sought to borrow from my books to cease of sorrow. Sorrow for loss of it all. Rare and radiant maiden that the angels made. Nameless here, nevermore. But the sad and certain rustling of that purple curtain thrilled me. It filled me with fantastic terrors I never felt before. So now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating what some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. It's merely this, nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger. Hesitating there no longer. Sir, cried I, or madam, your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, so faintly you came tapping that I scarce was sure I heard you, and here I opened wide the door. Darkness there. Nothing more. So deep into that darkness peering. How long I stood there, was wondering, hearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But silence was unbroken. Stillness gave no token. The only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. And an echo muttered back the word, Lenore. Only this. Nothing more. So, back to the chamber, turning. All my soul within me burning. Soon there came another tapping. And this one louder than before. I said, surely, said I, surely that is someone at my window lattice. Well, let me see then what that is. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. Open wide I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a saintly raven of the saintly days of yore. Yeah. Not the least obeisance made he. To moment stopped to stay. He but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door. Perched upon this bust of palace, just above my chamber door, he perched and sat, nothing more, but kissed ebony flower, guiding my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, said I, art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering in from night's plutonium shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonium shore. And quoth the raven, nevermore. Oh, but long I marvel, is ungainly foul to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning or relevancy bore, but cannot help agreeing, no living human being ever yet who was blessed in seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon a bust of palace just above your chamber door, with a name such as Nevermore. Raven, sitting lonely on that pallid palace, he spoke just that one word. It's as if his soul, with that one word, he did outpour. Nothing further did he utter, not a feather did he flutter. Till I had but scarcely muttered, other friends have flown before, tomorrow you shall leave me as my hopes have done before. Then the bird says, nevermore. Yet, I'm stopped. The silence broken, to hear reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters, it's its only stock in store. Caught by some unhappy master, who on merciless disaster followed fast, and followed faster, till his song one burden bore, till the dirges of his hopes one melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smile, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat before bird, vast door, and upon that velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore had meant in croaking nevermore. And this I sat divided, my head at ease, reclining on the cushions, velvet lining, the lamplight streaming o'er. But whose velvet violet lining that the lamplight floated o'er, she shall press nevermore. But presently, thought, the air grew denser, was perfumed by some unknown censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floors. Wretch, cried I, thy God hath sent thee this angel. He hath lent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Oh, quaff this kind nepenthe, forget this lost Lenore. And quoth the raven, nevermore, my seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floors. Wretch, cried I, thy God hath sent thee this angel. He hath lent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Oh, quaff this kind nepenthe, forget this lost Lenore. And quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, you think of evil, often still. Bird a devil, with a tempter, sent or temptress, toss thee here ashore, desolate, all undaunted in this desert land enchanted, his home by a horror haunted. Tell me, truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, think of evil. evil. Prophet still, you bird of devil, by the heaven that bent above us, by the God we bolt the door, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within this distant Aden I shall clasp a sainted maiden, clasp once again a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. And quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word, our sign in parting bird, a fiend I shrieked, upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as token of the lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door, take thy beak from out my heart, and quit the bust above my door. And quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on that lonely bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. His eyes have all the seeming of a demon's who is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming cast his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow, which lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted evermore. Sorry. Lessons. You see, my dear lady, conscience is a powerful thing. Do excuse me. I believe my room should be ready.